Hello and welcome back. It is January 1st, 2026, and in early November I set myself a goal to finish or mostly finish all of my current whips. So, to get you caught up from the last video that I posted of actually working on the whips before I kind of hurt my wrists and hands a little bit, I was able to finish a couple of things. So this little cardigan, I'm calling finished, but I do still have to get the buttons on it. I would have gotten done yesterday, but I forgot to pick up buttons at Walmart, so I was not able to finish it, but it's close enough to be done so that I am calling it actually done, so I'm not counting this as an actual whip anymore. I did also finish the matching blanket to go with it.
First of all, they're in a pretty sticky situation because Sam and Toby are in front of them.
Another project done. I was also able to finish the black cape. Alright, so I finished the main part of the cape and decided to give it a little bit of a border with this Go for Faux yarn from Lion Brand, just to give it a little extra something around the edge. Through a lot of this, I wore compression gloves and braces on my wrist just to help support the aching muscles I was currently experiencing at the time. Since I had enough yarn left over from doing just a border around the edges, I decided I'd do kind of a little collar kind of a thing on there, again, just to add a little extra something. With all of this, I ended up not following the pattern I was using, and I just made this part up on my own. I did a couple of little crochet strings for just a simple tie to tie on the cape at the end, and then of course, locking. And then it was done. I was also able to finish the little blanket toy, which I did completely off camera, but here it is finished. It didn't turn out quite as nice as I thought, but it's finished, so it's another one down. Now, what I didn't finish. I did not finish the hexagon cardigan that I am making for myself. I made tiny amounts of progress on it. It still has a long way to go before it will ever be able to fit me. So that was not finished. I also did not quite get done with the hat to go with the orange baby cardigan that I had made. This is one that I could have finished if I hadn't stressed my wrist and my hands. So it shouldn't take too much longer to finish it. So this is half done, but should be able to finish it soon. But still didn't get it done by the end of the year 2025. Couple that I didn't even get to even doing at all are the Tunisian block blanket. This is one that I knew I wasn't going to be able to get done, not with the time I had. I have a full-time job. I have other obligations as well. So this one did not get even touched. So this is one will be working on in this year, 2026. The other one that I have not finished is the insert for my rolling briefcase that I want to try to use instead of carrying around a backpack. So this is another one This one I think is just going to have to be put on hold for now because I have a lot of other things that need to be taken care of, and my backpack is doing all right. So this one is just going to be set aside, try to finish it before the next school year when I start hauling around a bunch of heavy stuff again. And then finally, the little horse stuffy. This is another one that I did not actually work on at all. This is another one that I feel like if I hadn't hurt myself, I might have been able to get some work done on it. But again, stressed out my wrist, didn't get much done the last few weeks. So did I reach the goal? Kind of, sort of. I had hoped to get a little bit more done. So if I hadn't gotten myself injured, I could have for sure finished the hat. And if I'd gone with the horse as the next project, I probably could have gotten that done as well. The other projects, the blanket, the rolling briefcase insert, and the cardigan, I don't think I could have gotten done. But I could have been down to I could have potentially been down to 3. But I would say, as a general thing, I think I reached the goal of finishing most of the projects. I did get a lot done. So now, my plans for 2026. First off, I do want to actually finish the projects that I have going. So I'm hoping for January of 2026, I will get the hat finished and the horse finished. And I would like to get half of this hexagon cardigan done. I don't know if that will be possible because I'm still nursing the aches and pains in my wrists, and I want to make sure I don't get something like carpal tunnel syndrome because that would be awful. So I'm hoping to get just a few projects done, maybe do a little bit more weaving, try some more sewing, but I'm going to try and take it a little easier in January before really getting into things. So for 2026, I really want to work on using up a bunch of yarn. There are a few projects that I do need to make sure I get done during this year. Number 1, I want to do this Afghan kit. This is meant as a gift for somebody. And in order to give it when I want to give it, I need this done by the middle of June of 2026. So this is something I will either start in January or February. Either way, I can't start it until I actually get the correct yarn for this. So this project is one that I intend to get done by the middle of the year. This blanket kit is another one that I really want to try and get done this year because this is also another gift. This is going to be for my husband. He knows about it. So if he watches this, he knows. Try and get this done this year just so it doesn't sit in storage for forever. So this is blanket number 2 for the year. Blanket number 3 that I want to get done in 2026 is the Tunisian black blanket. Since that's already started, I figured I should probably just get it done. I also want to try and do this blanket this year. This is one that I want to give to my mom. She already knows about it again because I told her. This is going to be like birthday or potentially Christmas. So this one, at the latest by Christmas next year, so I can give it to my parents. In 2026, I also want to try and do a couple of sweaters, like actual pullover sweaters. I have the 2 kits that I got, so I will do one or both of those. I also have yarn that I would like to use to make a sweater from other things, so I might do one of those. So I would like to try and do 2 sweaters this year. Another thing I want to do in 2026 is to start a scrap blanket. One of the bins of yarn that I have stored over in this corner has a lot of yarn that is left over from other projects or just like a single skein or something like that that I don't know what to do with. So I'd been thinking about doing a scrap GAN for a long time, just didn't know how to do it, and I think I finally decided how I want to do it. I want to make a giant granny square blanket using all of these different granny square designs from this box. I also have this card deck as well. This is flowers, and I have another card deck that I'm looking at potentially buying for granny squares, and then join these all together to make a big blanket. This is something that might be a several year project depending on how much time I have to work on these, how much scrap yarn I have, which is a lot, so I'm sure there's plenty of yarn to make a full scrap blanket. A lot's going to depend on time. I also would like to try and get a couple more baby blankets done because I just like having those on hand for in case somebody I know has a baby and I want to give one as a gift. I also want to try experimenting more with some of the weaving stuff that I've started trying. I would like to get more into sewing. So yeah, it's going to be a crazy craft-filled year. I have no idea whether or not I will actually be able to get everything I've said I want to get done, actually get it done. Because who knows? I will be taking probably 2, if not 3 trips over the summer, and I might not have much time on those trips to actually do much crocheting, especially if what I have going is bigger projects. So we'll see what I actually get done in 2026. I would just like to try and use up a bunch of my stash of stuff. Okay, well that is my update on working through all my whips. I'm still working through them. Probably will be starting some new ones soon as well because I'm getting tired of the old ones and I desperately want to start a new one. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. Deus benedicat.